Analog is a new digital. Have you ever heard of that statement? It refers to the new hype in the world of photography. Analog is cool. For my 16th birthday, I asked an analog camera with a fisheye lens and not a digital camera. Why? My film only allows 36 photos. So I have to think about what I'm going to photograph. And I like that. I like the feeling that I don't know what's on my picture. And I love the tension I feel when my photos are developed. Apparently, I'm not the only one. I think analog is that popular because it gives people the opportunity to go back to the initial goal of a picture, capturing a moment, and afterwards giving back the feeling or emotion that belonged to that moment. And that is the merit of photography, whether it be world press war photos, artistic portraits, or one of my favorite holiday pictures. The problem nowadays is that digital cameras steer us, the unskilled photographers, more and more away from that initial goal. And that's because they give people the opportunity to take pictures mindlessly. There has been done quite some research to find out what impact taking photos exactly has on the way we experience life. There's an experiment from a doctor from the favorite University of Connecticut. Students had to visit a museum. There were 15 objects they had to look at, and 15 objects they had to photograph. Afterwards, the students had to answer some questions about those objects. And the result? The students knew a lot less about the objects they photographed than the objects they observed with their own eyes. This phenomenon has a name: the photo-taking impairment effect. If we focus too much on taking the picture, and then it doesn't matter whether it's digital, whether it's analog, if we focus too much on the technological experience, we will miss what's happening in front of us. We will miss the live experience. And my dear audience, that is a pity, because you won't remember moments anymore, but pictures. That was the case for some friends of my godmother. Those friends went on holiday, and as it behooves a good tourist, they photographed their whole trip. After the pictures had been developed, they saw an image of their diving trip. And beside the man, there was a big black stain. In all their excitement of diving and taking pictures, they hadn't noticed the huge sea turtle that was swimming just a meter from that man. Well, funny, I thought in first place. Pathetic, I thought in second place. Because that story made me realize how busy we actually are with the technological side of the experience instead of with the experience itself. Unfortunately, this doesn't only happen in the world of photography. We miss that bigger picture in all types of technology. For example, teachers who are so focused on using a computer in their classroom miss the real personal teaching. Or kids playing on their iPad while dining with their parents. Those kids miss the social contact. And to me, that kind of situations aren't surprising anymore. I am more or less used to it. Because just as photography, technology is everywhere. It has become ubiquitous in our lives. And the more we drown in it, the more we lose the added value of it. The challenge is to use our technology efficiently, on one hand, and try not to miss out on the real experience, on the other hand. And that's what I'm doing here, today, right now. I am speaking to you, with you listening, and you asking some really critical questions, but all with our cell phones switched off, and my headset switched on. And isn't this what it's all about? This moment. Because what happens if you don't live it? Well, you miss the sea turtle. There was more in that picture than the man, and I do believe that there's more in life than the picture. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech, Emilie. Imagine you had one picture left on your roll of film. How would you know when to use it, and what would you use it for?
I think that will depend on the moment. If I still have one picture left, then I would live every moment to the fullest. And then the moment that is special enough, I would take a picture of it so that I would definitely remember that moment. But because I know that I only have one picture, I will live the other moments as fullest as I can, so that I will have the memory of it and not a picture. Thank you for your question.
I was wondering, which camera would you take on holiday with you? An analog one or a digital one? And then why?
As I only have an analog camera, I would take my analog camera on holiday. And why? Because, well, I like analog more than digital, and that's just it.
I was wondering, you say you don't take many pictures, but are you constantly looking through the camera? Or are you just saying, well, this I want to frame, this particular moment I want to frame?
I'm absolutely not looking through the camera the whole time. For example, in the holidays, in the Easter holidays, I went on a sailing trip with my dad. And for the first time in my life, I saw the moon rise. I mean, normally the moon is just standing there, but now I saw him actually rise while we were sailing. And that was just such an incredible moment. And I just watched it, and I enjoyed it to the fullest. And then I took one picture, but that picture took only 2 seconds or 3 seconds of the moment itself. So I didn't look through my camera the whole time. Thank you for your question.
You speak out against mindlessly taking pictures of whatever, of random stuff. So are you against applications like Snapchat, for example, which have proven enormously popular?
I must say that I don't like Snapchat that much because it's, as you say, it's just mindlessly taking pictures. But there is a kind of a difference because I think that lots of people use Snapchat not to capture moments, but just to send silly pictures of themselves to the world. But I don't like it because it's really just taking pictures and not thinking and doing whatever you like, and I don't like it at all.
So then photography is not a way of just showing the world for you?
Well, that's a difficult question because you have 3 types of photographers. You have the unskilled ones who are mindlessly taking pictures, and I think, well, they do show the world, but they don't notice it. And then you have like the unskilled photographers who try to take pictures as they like. They take pictures not mindlessly, they are conscious when they take them. And they do show the world also, but they see the world. And then you have like the professional photographers, and they also show the world, but they have the technological knowledge to show the world even better. So the professional photographers can show the world because they have like knowledge, but they also see the world.
Emilie, you have a clear passion for photography. So I was wondering, do you think it's the best invention ever, or do you think it's the worst invention because we lose the essence of the experience?
I wouldn't say it is the best invention. I certainly like photography, but there are lots of inventions in our lives that have a great importance. But I also wouldn't say it's the worst one because I like photography and it has enormous advantages. And it's not the problem of the technology, it's the problem of our behavior with the technology. So I definitely wouldn't say it's the worst invention. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.